Hello and welcome. Today we'll be going over V Rising's dev update number 27, Whispers of Darkness. Now, I've been super excited waiting for this update. We've all been waiting for it. So let's see what they have to say. Let's see what they have in store for us, and let's check out the news. All right, so I don't really have much to say about this creepy looking dude. Does not look familiar to me, so it's going to be interesting to figure out who he is. Greetings, creatures of the night. We hope you're enjoying the fall season. After all, it has everything a vampire could ask for. The spirits are active, the dead are rising, and with the coming cold and darkening skies, it is becoming more and more tempting to take a seat in your most extravagant armchair by the fireplace flame with a nice glass of blood red wine. Allow us to give you one more reason to settle in with a little something to read while you get comfortable. Today we bring you a dev update. It's been some time since the full release of V Rising, followed shortly by its launch on the PlayStation 5 just a month later. During this time, we've reviewed the outcomes of 1.0, addressed bugs, and are now well underway in preparing for our next major update. That's right, the Dark Summoning patch of 1.1 has begun. We're sure you have questions, of course. What does an update look like after 1.0? What are we building for the future of V Rising and why? Well, we aren't going to be giving away all our secrets, but you've been patient and have certainly earned a good glimpse of what is to come. Keep in mind that everything you read here is subject to change. Let's get to it. The painting is never complete. There's this saying among artists that the painting will never be complete. You can always keep adding brushstrokes, adjusting it, and polishing your work in pursuit of perfection. You decide when it is finished when you stop painting. In the same sense, we're not ready to put down the brush yet. There's still more we want to create and share with you, whether you're a longtime supporter from Early Access or a newly awakened vampire joining the adventure. You're fantastic! I love this image. I love this image so much. Thanks, Dracula. I needed that confidence boost. Thank you, friend. V Rising has been a true labor of love for us, allowing us to indulge all our desires and craft a vampire journey that fully embraces the power fantasy of seizing control of your wicked destiny. With careful thought and your invaluable feedback, we believe we found the path to enhance the experience without losing sight of what makes V Rising unique. Version 1.1 will focus more on expanding rather than altering the core experience, giving you more of what you already enjoy, along with a few exciting surprises. Taking control. Overall, we've received plenty of positive feedback on the progression from start to finish. While there are always minor issues we could spend endless hours refining, we'd rather focus on the results of something we first experimented with in the Secrets of Gloomrot patch and expanded upon in the 1.0 update. That is to say, random drops. When we initially introduced random drops, the idea was to add an extra layer of excitement to the loot you'd earn from slaying mobs. Mixing up what you could get from enemies and chests was meant to inject more variety into each playthrough, creating unique moments from player to player and save to save. This is something that players were asking for after having a little taste with book formulas and the unique scythe recipe that Krieg, aka the undead general who wasn't a V-Blood at the time, had a chance of dropping. Plus 6 spell power, my beloved. We first introduced this mechanic with legendary weapons and spell jewels, then expanded on it with the unique artifact weapons available in Mortium. While this added exciting new layers to gameplay, it also led to some frustration among more experienced vampires who know exactly what they're after. Instead of feeling excited when receiving a weapon or spell jewel, there's some disappointment when it's not the one they need. We totally understand, and it makes sense to feel that way. This brings us back to something we touched on earlier in the blog. How do you improve V Rising for everyone? Some players have suggested removing the randomness entirely, but while that would simplify things, the randomness also brings benefits. It creates new possibilities that push you to play adaptively and strategize your next move. The solution might lie in adding a new feature we're tentatively calling the Fusion Forge. The idea for the Fusion Forge is to give you a crafting station later on in your playthrough that allows you to combine different items together and take the best parts of each of them. For us, this is the best of both worlds between getting to pick what you want and still having to get the ability or stat in the first place. You won't have to land the weapon with all the exact perfect stats or get the jewel with exactly the spell modifications you need. All you need is a few jewels with the mods you're after, allowing you to fuse them into the ultimate jewel of your dreams. All right, let's take a look at this page here. So we have Fusion Forge, right? Pick one skill modifier. Okay, so you can pick between these two on this. Okay, that's interesting. And then pick 3 attributes. Okay, so it looks like they're going to give us a little bit of control here, but okay, so I see what they're doing. They're trying to give you the option to modify your weapons or to fuse jewels in a way that your weapons will have like those effects, but you have to have them already. So I don't know if that, okay, so I'm a little concerned about that, because if the way you're getting these things in the first place is still randomized, it still doesn't really solve the issue of not getting what you want. But because the thing is, you have to have these things in your possession in the first place, from what I can see here. But we'll see. Let me keep reading. I could be misinterpreting that. And, you know, like they said earlier in this update, this is all like a work in progress. So we'll see. That's an interesting idea. I'm not sure if that's going to fix the problem, though. We will see. Very rough placeholder UI, building our perfect axes. But that's not all we're considering based on your feedback. We're also looking to give these endgame weapons more unique appearances, giving those weapons a more specific artifact feel. Following a few examples of potential concepts for the new looks of weapons. Okay, Hand of Winter. Oh, that's a really cool mace. Damn. These are kind of, I like the hands, the grabby hands. These are cool, actually. I like these a lot. This one's kind of cool too. This one kind of reminds me a little bit of like Mordekaiser's mace. If you know what I'm talking about, like from League, it kind of reminds me of that mace, looking at the shape of it. But yeah, I like how it's called Hand of Winter, and then it like literally has like hands holding like icy stuff like that. These, I think, fit the thematic way more than this one, or this one even. But yeah, I really like these. These are cool. All right, let's see what else they got. Endbringers. Ooh, flashy, shiny. Oh, so it looks like they were modeling it out to look different on the outside. That's nice. And then the coloring, that's cool. I like that a lot, actually. Very nice. Wings of the Fallen Blood Slashers. Oh, that is neat. That is neat. I like this. Very cool. Some concepts for potential new looks. Risk-free murder. Okay, this is going to be interesting. One thing many players have been asking for is a consequence-free method of engaging in player versus player combat. V-Rising gives you countless spell loadouts and weapon combos, each with unique abilities, but testing these endless combinations has always been tricky without a controlled environment. If you wanted to test out a build, you would have to go out in the world and try it out in the field, where you might not get to try it in the conditions you're looking for. There's also the matter of weapon and gear durability. Dying repeatedly in PvP can end up getting very costly very quickly, which is a big risk to take if you're not looking to grind to pay for your experimentation. We're currently looking at adding 2 potential ways to engage in consequence-free PvP. One major benefit is that it will let you play around and experiment more without risking your gear, only your pride. The first method is a free-form method, Dueling. With Dueling, you can initiate a fight with another vampire by challenging them anywhere in the world, with the potential exception of POIs to discourage players from dueling on top of enemy bosses where things could get a little silly. Wow, they already knew. That's hilarious. The 2 vampires battle one another, and at the end of the conflict, when one player's health drops to 0, the duel is over. Both players' health reset to where they were before the match began, undoing all the damage that resulted from the conflict. The duel system even recognizes damage you took from outside participants and lets it stick, so sorry in advance for those of you who are already planning to use dual flags to achieve immortality. So that's interesting. So it looks like, okay, let's reread this. The duel system even recognizes damage you took from outside participants and lets it stick. So sorry in advance. Okay, so if someone randomly comes up and tries to fight you, even though you're not dueling them, you still take damage, I guess. I guess that kind of makes sense, because then you can't abuse the duel flags to, like, you know, achieve immortality like they're saying here. That kind of makes sense. I think that's probably the right thing to do here. Let's see. Accept challenge. Oh, they put a flag up. That's cute. I like that. This is actually, I think, one of the flags we currently have to decorate in our castles. I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but yeah. Will you? Okay. How do you avoid people interfering? Duel somewhere safe? That's a good... I mean, I know that sounds like... I know this seems like a kind of like a whatever answer, but they're kind of right, I think. I mean, if you think about it, that's what mods are for. That's what admins are for, you know? So we'll see. Speaking of safe duels, let's talk about our second concept. Arenas. Okay, arenas offer a more robust and controlled PvP experience. The concept is to designate a specific area within your castle in which organized bouts can take place. Okay, this is nice. This is really nice because I know a lot of people wanted this. So the fact that they're trying to work on giving us that in our castle and give us a place out in the world to fight, that is huge. That's actually really big. Okay, wow. Wow. This would involve an arena station, a new type of structure you can build in your castle to define the boundaries of your arena. You'd also have flags to let vampires assign themselves to different teams. Oh, that's cool. Creating a structured and competitive environment for epic duels and team fights. Wow. Okay. Look at this image, guys. Hold on, can I open image in a new tab? Oh, wow. It's so small. Okay. Let's try and make it a little bit bigger. It says arena status. I see a red thingy and a blue thingy. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, it looks like you kind of use like a floor placement thing to assign arena boundaries. That's kind of interesting. I like this a lot, actually. That's a really neat idea. All right, let's continue. The current effects, assets, and UI are placeholders. Define your arena. Okay. You can set up the parameters of the contest on the arena board when then begin the contest. Dropping to 0 HP temporarily puts you in a down state, which you can step out of by removing yourself from the contest. Once all combatants but one team are downed or removed from the contest, the winner is declared, and everyone is reset back to the HP they were at when the battle began. Okay. So let me make this image bigger again so we can take a little bit of a look here. Zone painting. Okay, so this just looks like this is a temporary thing. I wonder what this board is going to look like. But this looks like a kind of like a leaderboard kind of thing, right? And then it looks like team red, team blue. You got the zone painting, you have the teams, you have the rules, and you have the empty slots. That's interesting. Start contest, cancel. You can cancel the contest. That's interesting. Imagine you're running a contest in your castle and then your castle's like getting invaded all of a sudden. Like someone just drops a golem right there. Like imagine. Well, now you can cancel the contest. That would be really cool. I like this. And I noticed something here in the inventory, and slot 5 of the inventory, there seems to be a green flag there. I assume this is just a placeholder for whatever this might be, or like whatever the flag might be for like people to like join the fight, I guess. And I wonder if this arena board or arena station is like separate from the flag, because you see here there's the blue flag, right? So I assume that players probably have to go here and interact with this and accept the challenge or whatever and sign up to their blue team. what I would like to see, or something I think would be interesting, is if changing the color of these flags designated the team. So like, for example, if you turn the flag yellow, all of a sudden there's a yellow team, right? Like that would be cool if they could take the colors and use the color wheel to determine the team flags, and it would just change, and you can only change it if like no one is part of that team or something. Or maybe you could change it anyway if you own the flag, right? Like if you own the castle, but it's just something to think about, because I think that using the color wheel to maybe designate team colors would be interesting. Maybe a easier way to do that, but I like this. This looks really cool. The thing is, I don't really participate much in like PvP. Like I did check it out. I did give it a try. And even though I did have fun and I did enjoy myself, I'm not sure if that's like something I want to do all the time. So giving players an option to like fight their friends in their castle, I think is going to definitely probably help with player retention, especially because one of the strengths of the game is combat. You know, I mean, I hear this all the time from like people who try the game for the first time. They're like, wow, I like the combat. Yeah, you like the combat, but if there's nowhere for you to use that, you know, combat to make an arena or like fight your friend or whatever in a safe manner, I mean, it kind of kills the mood, right? Unless you're on a PvP server for some reason, then you're never going to fight your friend because you're on the same clan, essentially. But yeah, I think this helps kind of give people more options, especially if like you're in the same clan as someone. Obviously, you can't like PvP someone in your clan, right? So it would be cool to be able to be in a clan with someone, but then like for a few seconds team up with like someone else on the server to fight against your friend, you know, or maybe you have that one person on the server who's just, you know, who's just like wanting to duel everyone. You know, this gives them the opportunity to just invite players over, and then now people have a reason to come to their castle other than sieging. So yeah, we're gonna see how this works out, but that is really exciting. That is huge. And I think the fact that they're trying to spread it out and give you options, so it's like, well, you don't have to build an arena, you can go out in the world and do this. Excellent. Great idea. I love it. The current effects, assets, and UI are placeholders. Okay, team overview, the arena station. Okay. Arena timer, 2 minutes, 41 seconds. Okay, so there's a timer up here. That's interesting. And it looks like you have, you know, 2 people in each team. So there's a red, blue, green, and purple. So that's kind of interesting. We had like 4 colors. And it looks like you got, you know, I mean, this is neat. This is really neat, actually. Very cool. The current effects, assets, and UI are placeholders. 2v2, v2, v2 in an arena playtest. Wow. Wow, I would have liked to see that playtest and see how that goes, because that's interesting. All right, arena timer, 4 minutes and 1 seconds up top. So I wonder how the arena timer is determined. Like, I wonder if the person who starts the conflict or starts, you know, whatever, is basically given, you know, the ability to choose the time, or if that's going to end up being a server setting instead. I kind of wonder, because who knows, maybe someone wants to do like a longer fight where it's like 10 minutes, you know, that'd be interesting. But I mean, let's be real, everyone's probably going to die before 10 minutes, but we'll see. Notice here, okay, so vampires preparing for the match to begin. This is, you know, just the current placeholder stuff. So you can see the icons above their head. They have like the little sword icons, like, hey, we're doing, you know, we're gonna do a combat thing, right? We're gonna do an arena thing, I guess. And then it looks like they made like a temporary kind of like a platform where like you could stand on each corner for your team. That's neat. You know, gather all the players in one spot. It's funny because, you know, if you ever if you ever check out the arena servers, like the practice servers, like the arenas kind of work like that, you know, like they have very similar kind of situation where like, okay, everyone's here in one spot, everyone's resetting. And when the fight's over, usually someone like turns into a pig. That's like the thing I've usually seen. So I wonder, like, because they say that you're going to be in like a down state when you fall. So I wonder what that means. Like, does that mean like you're going to put your arms up in a surrender, or are you going to like actually have a new like, you know, fallen animation, or is your body just going to be laying flat on the ground? Like, I wonder. That's going to be interesting. But we will see. Current effects. Okay, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's check. Ooh. Ooh, what is that? Oh, no. The current assets UI are placeholders. Edward won't let me back in from the death circle. Oh, wow. So apparently there's a death circle on the outside. Holy crap. Is that like something they're going to add then? That's interesting. Huh. So they're going to add like a fire circle, but it's not a fire circle. It's just a death circle. I think the death circle is cool, but it would be neat if it was fire. I'm not going to lie, but that might be a problem if you're playing against someone with like the Morning Star. I think it's called the fire whip. So maybe that wouldn't work too much, but it's just an idea. All right, continuing. That's really neat. Overall, arenas allow much more casual, structured PvP, even in PvE realms. This is a question I was going to ask. I'm glad they specified that here. Many players have told us they'd love to engage in friendly bouts with their clanmates just to test things out, and we believe this system will not only make that possible, but also make PvP more accessible to everyone. Our data shows that less than 1 in 5 players have ever died in PvP, meaning a huge portion of the community has yet to experience the thrill of it. Some players have said they jump in it if it were less risky. So this could be the perfect way for more of you to get hooked on PvP. May the vampire gods protect your vampire souls once that happens. Our goal in V Rising is often to put the tools in your hands to make your own fun, and we think this helps serve that purpose. Speaking of fun, there's even more to look forward to. A new land awaits. If you thought the map of Ardoran was complete, you're sorely mistaken. We're going to be filling out the land with another region to explore with its own faction and theme to immerse yourself and get lost in. We want to give you somewhere new with space to build your castle. Okay, this is a key thing. With space to build your castle and indulge in a unique style. I think the reason why they told us this here is because there were a lot of people who were disappointed that they couldn't build a castle in the ruins of Mortium. So I kind of understand, like, yeah, so I'm glad they specified that here. So we're going to get a new zone to build castles. That's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to be interesting to build in a new place. So that's something I wish we had really gotten with the 1.0 update. So seeing this here kind of makes me feel a little bit better, not gonna lie. The theme of this mysterious zone, we're going to hold on to that juicy little tidbit for now. Feel free to speculate. Ooh, okay, fine, I will speculate. What new land beckons just north of Silverlight? Oh wow, so they're adding a place north of Silverlight. That's kind of interesting. It also makes sense because there is not that many plots in Silverlight. So maybe maybe that region is going to look kind of like, you know, Silverlight thematically maybe, or environmentally, but maybe a little different. It's weird because it's going to be touching North Gloomrot. So I think it's kind of interesting that they chose this spot. I'm kind of surprised. I would have thought they would have chosen something closer to the ruins of Mortium, because I know a lot of people wanted, you know, to build a castle in that environment, in that, you know, area. So the fact that it looks like they're not looking to expand that right now is kind of disappointing, but maybe we'll have something to do here in this new region, because the thing is, like, you literally have opposite environments. Like, you have, you know, Northern Gloomrot is like dark and, you know, the sun's never out, literally, in that part of the map. It's stormy, right? Very gloomy because it's Gloomrot, right? And then over here you have Silverlight, which is like super bright colors. I mean, even the foliage is, you know, like orangey, right? So I kind of wonder, what are they thinking? Like, what is the plan here? What are they putting together? Because this is the really far edge of the map. Like, this is not a huge region. At least from what I can see, unless they're going to shrink the map and make it bigger on that side. I have no idea, but that's such a weird place to put something. So I'm kind of curious to know, I don't know, what do you guys think they're going to do in this area? Because I see this and I have no idea. Like, I'm over here like, okay, so maybe this region is going to be like very different altogether, kind of like the other regions in Vardoran, where like each region has like its own kind of aesthetic. So what can they do here differently that's going to look different? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I can only, like I said, I can only speculate. This new biome will introduce an invading faction of invading faction of enemies. Okay. Just like the last two major updates, there will be a fresh breed of foe unique to any other that's come before them with different methods of combat and lore. The time will come to rise against this new threat, and you will be able to claim their dark secrets for yourself. Concept art for potential new faction unit. Okay, okay. Well, they're wearing purple clothing. I mean, that's different from the rest of the map, so I guess we'll have to see. Expected deadly new gauntlet of V-Bloods. Gauntlet of V. Oh, so we're getting new V-Bloods. Each guarding ancient technologies and techniques. Some so powerful we can't reveal them just yet. Face off against a fearsome shard bearer. A foe truly worthy of the title. If you can endure the ultimate battle, you'll claim a new devastating shard and unlock a legendary item recipe, securing your place as the undisputed vampire lord of Ardoran. Holy crap. So we're getting a new, wow, that's a lot of information. So we're getting a new shard, we're getting new V-Bloods. Wow, okay. All right, I see you. I see what's going on here. And that won't be all. It's too early to share everything we're working on. Rest assured that we'll have even more to share as we continue development. As always, we're incredibly grateful for your patience and unwavering support as we work to bring you exciting new content. For a bunch of blood-sucking predators, you are, as ever, some of the most kind and wonderful people. Peace out for now. Okay. Speaking of which, last call to our amazing artists. Don't forget to enter the Slashers of Ardoran art competition before submissions close tonight. Get them in before 11:59 p.m. GMT. We want to see you unleash your creativity. Every year is an absolute treat during a season rife with tricks. The Haunted Knights Castle Pack is also available on Steam and PS5 until November 16th. Grab them while you can. I already went over both the contest and the Haunted Knights Pack. To keep in contact and remain ever watchful, follow us on our socials below. While you're at it, if you have any pressing questions about V Rising, its future, or its development, drop by and Ask Me Anything interview with our community manager, Jeremy. You can find it on the Exporter forums starting November 11th. Sorry, Exputer forums starting November 11th at 1400. I think they meant to put a colon here. CEST. Exputer forums? What the hell is that? Exputer forum. I've never seen this. I've never heard of Exputer. Is this like Reddit or like not Reddit? What is this? So I guess starting November 11th, you'll be able to ask the devs anything. I mean, that's very interesting. I've never heard of Exputer. You guys got to let me know. I don't know. Is this like a site that like Europeans use or something? Like I've never heard of Exputer. So that's kind of interesting. Really random though. Let's see. V Rising is available on Steam. Okay, PS5 thing, get it here. Blah blah blah. Newsletter, DDD, socials. Lots of love and a pint of blood, the marketing team. All right, so biggest takeaways. TLDR biggest takeaways, right? So let's summarize real quick. We're getting we're getting a new update. Doesn't say when. That's a key thing. It doesn't say when we're going to get this update. But they're calling it 1.1 from what we've seen. They're going to redo something where they're going to allow you to kind of pick and choose stats on your weapons for late game. So that's interesting, right? They're going to, so basically they're going to say something like, fusing jewels or something like that, right? So I don't know how they're going to work that out. This is going to be this can either be really good or really unsatisfactory depending on how it plays out. But I have no idea. We'll have to see it. We'll have to see it to understand it. I really like the artwork here, but not a big takeaway. Well, actually, it might be for some people that, they're going to change. They're looking to change the look of weapons that are more specific, right? But I think the biggest update is going to be the, the dueling because having a dueling system that is not only away from your base but inside your base, you know, having those options, that's really big. And being able to do that in PvE, that's a huge, I mean, that's huge. People have been wanting that for a while. I've been kind of wanting that for a while too, I'm not gonna lie. Not sure about this fire circle. I wonder if that's going to be a specific mode that you can turn on. But yeah, that's interesting. And having a new region of the map kind of teased for us, that's also a big update. I mean, there's just like update after update. These are huge. New unit, new faction unit, new stuff. I mean, this is a lot. So the one thing I was hoping to see in this update that I did not see was the servant update, because we haven't heard anything about the servant update in a long time. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't mention it here, but it wouldn't surprise me if they're looking to maybe show that off in a further, like a future update or something, because maybe it's not ready, or maybe they just, you know, want more time to work on it. I don't know, but I mean, the servants update, I hope, comes with patch 1.1, because we've been waiting a very long time for that. Like, I think they've been working on that since before 1.0 even came out. Like, so not sure about the servants update. Kind of surprised it's not mentioned here, but there's a lot of really good stuff. So yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch my video going over the dev update number 27 for V Rising, Whispers of Darkness. For those of you who don't know, my name is Xolo Q. I'm a Xolo Eats Quaintly Reaper and Guide to the Underworld. I usually stream 3 times a week on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube, and you can find me in the YouTube community tab every once in a while, posting V Rising content and other stuff like that. So if you are interested in more V Rising content, feel free to check out the channel. I have a ton of V Rising videos, a huge backlog of them. So if you want to go and do that, feel free to do so. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe. And as always, Xolo out.